Aloha, children of the night, and welcome to the Tiki Goth Club. Well, gang, it's been 5 years since I started the Tiki Goth Club YouTube channel, and I gotta say, it has grown to something way bigger than I could have only dreamed of. And I want to walk you all through where the Tiki Goth Club started, where it's at, and where it's gonna go, hopefully. If you don't follow me, I have a YouTube channel called Tiki with Ray, which I started back in like 2017. And I just made videos about tiki stuff. And it kind of like spanned the genre of tiki. I mean, I talked about all kinds of different things with my friends. And then I started another series on my YouTube channel, Tiki Mugs with Ray, because I was starting to make a lot of videos about tiki mugs. Then I started making another series called Wicco with Ray, where it just talked about Wicco. I did another one called Shag with Ray, where I went out and met up with friends of mine that had shag prints that they wanted to talk about. And the Tiki Goth Club was a subculture that I wanted to talk about because I just thought it was like so cool. My friend Jamie, she started a Facebook group called Goth Tiki. And as soon as she started that group, I'm like, oh my God, that's a really, really good idea. And I want to do the same. So I started the Tiki Goth Club series on my YouTube channel. And so far, I think I don't know, I think I'm around like 60, 70 videos or something like that. And I've had a lot of fun making them, and I'm still continue to do them. And at the very beginning, it was literally just my YouTube show, and that was it. And then my friend Joel, he was talking like, you should make the Tiki Goth Club like an actual club where like people can join. And I thought about that. I'm like, yeah, I think that would be like a really, really cool idea. And I thought about different things, and I'm like, okay, you can have like a membership card. I'll get pins made that say Tiki Goth Club on it. But I think the real thing that made it kind of unique was that you'll have a Tiki Goth Club number, and then you could pick the number. Like if I was there, like you could pick a number as long as it wasn't taken, which I thought was a really cool idea because it gave a little people can be a little creative of what they wanted to get. Or people were like fighting over like, well, I want 666 or I want 13 or I want whatever. I wanted to take it a little bit further though. I mean, like, okay, it's cool. I'm doing the YouTube videos. I have the club you can join. And you get it's not bad for $15. You get like the card, you get a pin, you get some stickers. But the whole time I've been thinking like I want this to be like a real club. I want this to be something where people want to join. I want the Tiki Goth Club to be something that adds value to them, as opposed to just being like, yeah, I joined this club. Here's my $15, and now I got this pin. It's like, no, I want it to be something more than just that. So the first thing I started doing is I started having Tiki Goth Club meetups down in the Devil's Reef in Tacoma. I'm really, really good friends with Jason Alexander, and he has an upstairs room where I kind of have free reign to do whatever I want. And I've done like movie nights there. I've done things where like I brought my own PA and like I would play like goth music. The whole idea is like, hey, let's drink tiki drinks and like listen to goth as we do it. I've actually had a couple Tiki Goth Club Halloween parties there, and it's been a lot of fun. At the beginning, the Tiki Goth Club was just based out of like the Pacific Northwest, including like Seattle, Portland, and everything in between. And that was kind of about it, Eventually, other people from other parts of the country started to join, but nothing like substantial. Like a couple people over here, a couple people from this state, a couple people from this city, and okay, cool. Started to gradually get the numbers start to build up. About 2 years ago, I made a trip to Detroit to visit some home tiki bars. Actually, quite a bit. The tiki scene in Detroit is actually very, very big. I think I visited like 8 home tiki bars while I was there. And what was cool is while I was visiting everyone's home bar, a lot of the owners were starting to join the club. And by the time I was finished with that trip, there was like about like 10 members in Detroit now. And I thought to myself, okay, let's start a chapter. And I thought about doing chapters for a while, and I was always very hesitant about it because, not that I'm a control freak, but my fear is just that I don't want the Tiki Golf Club to be associated with any kind of like nonsense or any like bad people or anything like that, because it's my club, you know. But in Detroit, my friends Dave and Ashley, who I've spent time with, I stayed at their place. They're really, really good people, really, really nice people. I trust them. And I thought, okay, let's start a Detroit Tiki Golf Club chapter. And I had Dave and Ashley lead it. What's also cool is actually about 45 minutes west of Detroit is Waycaster Tiki, which the owners are actually members of the Tiki Golf Club. So I actually set up a Tiki Golf Club meetup there, and a lot of people came up, and we all had a great time. So once the Detroit chapter of the Tiki Golf Club started, I got a message from my friend Dan Brown, who lives up in Victoria, and he's like, how can we get a Tiki Golf Club chapter up in Victoria? I came up, he actually threw a party at his place, and then actually a whole bunch of people joined up in Victoria. And there you go. Now the second chapter of the Tiki Golf Club was started, which is kind of cool because it's out of the country. Now, as time has gone on, Dan's become very, very busy with his own things going on. He has like a flea market that he does, and he just didn't have the time to dedicate to the Tiki Golf Club. So my good friend Jim Sloan has taken over the duties for the Victoria chapter, and so far he's doing a great job. I need to get back up to Victoria again. So all my Canadian friends, I will be back. That being said, I would love to have a Vancouver, BC chapter, but at this point there's only a handful of members. And then my friend Melissa Ralston came in from out of town. She is from Tucson, Arizona, but she actually used to live up here. She actually used to live up in Linwood, which is maybe about a half hour, 35 minutes north of Seattle. And she's like, I want to start a chapter down in Tucson. And what do we need to do to make this happen? I said, well, we got to get some members. So she was already a member of the Tiki Golf Club. But what she did is she actually bought her friends membership kits. And then I went down there, and even more people joined up. But while I was in Tucson, I made a detour up to Phoenix, Arizona. And then I met up with Jonathan Heathen Cheney and Letty Stone. And they both wanted to start a Phoenix chapter of the Tiki Golf Club, which I thought was kind of interesting because I'm like, well, you know, you're only about an hour and a half away from each other. But, you know, no, they're like, no, well, it's kind of like two different cities. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. And the Phoenix chapter was the first chapter where I had two different people leading it, which I think is a pretty cool idea because Letty and Jonathan are coming into Tiki from two different areas. Letty's coming from more of like the horror aspect. Jonathan's coming in from the Burning Man aspect. And so far, I think they have actually had a couple get-togethers, which, you know, I wish I was there, but, you know, I can't be everywhere. After the beginning of the new year, I started to sell Tiki Golf Club mugs. And they're actually still for sale. I have a couple left. If you want one, they're $100, and just go to my website, www.tikigolfclub.com. And I get a message from Dale Pleasant, who's located down in San Diego. And she's like, hey, listen, I'm going to be coming up into the Pacific Northwest. Can you bring my mug to the Devil's Reef because I'm going to be down there? And like maybe we can hang out and, you know, and be kind of cool to meet her. Now, the interesting thing about Dale is that she's like old school Tiki Golf Club. Like she is actually Tiki Golf Club member 4. And for the record, like I'm number 1, Jamie's number 2, Heather Pleasant's number 3, and then Dale, who I've never met. I'm like, okay, yeah, absolutely. So I met up with her, and we had a really, really good time. And like her and her husband used to be in the like the hardcore punk scene back in San Diego. You know, they actually like saw all these like punk rock bands that I love, and we really, really hit it off. And she's like, I want to start a chapter in San Diego. Let's make this happen. So we did, and a whole bunch of people joined from San Diego. I came down there and did a home tiki bar tour, and we actually had not one but 2 Tiki Golf Club meetups. One at False Idol and then another one at Grass Skirt. And the Grass Skirt one was killer. A whole ton of people showed up. Then after San Diego, another friend of mine, Nina, who used to live in Tacoma, which is about 45 minutes south of Seattle. Her and her husband moved down to Las Vegas. I wanted to really get a Las Vegas chapter going because it seems like every time I go down to Las Vegas, there's like another tiki bar popping up. And what can I say? Nina like just took the bull by the horns and built the Las Vegas chapter into something huge. She already created a Tiki Golf Club weekender in Vegas, which I went down for, where, we went as a group to Red Dwarf for brunch. There was a tiki art exhibit going on at the Punk Rock Museum that we went and we did, and we actually got a tour. We had another meetup at the Golden Tiki where they actually had a DJ for us and they played goth music, and I did a mug giveaway there, and we hit a whole bunch of other places as a group, and it was like so much fun. Chris Burden actually opened up his home tiki bar. On that Friday, we had like a welcoming kind of party at his place. It's kind of cool because that kind of like sent the template of like what a tiki golf club weekender could be. And actually, Nina is talking about starting another one in October, so stay tuned for that. Nina has really taken the bull by the horns, and she has grown the Tiki Goth Club Las Vegas chapter. And now there's every month, I think it's the last Tuesday of every month, there's a Tiki Golf Club meetup at the Golden Tiki with a DJ. There's like a special menu. God, I'm really, really excited to see the Tiki Golf Club Vegas chapter grow. A couple months ago, I did a video with my friend Steven, who just came back from New York City, and he was telling me how cool Paradise Lost was. And he was like saying like, yeah, you got to go like check out this tiki bar. It's in the East Village. It's based on this poem, where like it's all about like the fall of Satan, how he gets kicked out of heaven. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll go check out this place. I reached out to like the tiki community in New York City and New Jersey. There were a couple members of the Tiki Golf Club out in the East Coast. I'm like, hey, I'm going to be coming into Paradise Lost. If anyone wants to meet up, come on out. I'll be there. And, I wasn't really I never expect anything. And then like a whole bunch of people showed up. God, I think we filled like the back corner of Paradise Lost, and everyone was great and we all got along and had a good time. And I'm like, okay, let's start a New York City chapter of the Tiki Golf Club. I had my friends Johnny and Shauna. They are leading the NYC chapter. Now, for the record, they live in New Jersey, and actually other members live in New Jersey. So I thought about it. I'm like, well, what do I want to do? Is there actually going to be like a New Jersey chapter, or am I going to go into like cities in New Jersey? And I just thought, just to make things easier, it's just like New York City chapter, which includes the suburban area of New York City. Finally, actually, not too long ago, I get a message from Melissa Wright, and she lives in Kansas City, and she's like, I want to start a chapter in Kansas City. What do I need to do? And I'm like, well, at this point, I don't think there was any members in Kansas City. And I said to her, listen, you got to have enough people in a particular area to warrant having a chapter. And she's like, okay, fair enough. And then she really like went out and like recruited a bunch of people in the Kansas City area. And I'm proud to say that there is now a chapter of the Kansas City Tiki Golf Club. And yeah, there's like a lot of people there. So maybe I'm going to have to make a trip out to Kansas City to see everyone. There's one other chapter. Well, it's the Berwyn chapter of the Tiki Golf Club. Now, what the Berwyn chapter is there's actually a whole bunch of us that like to watch Svengoolie, who's a TV horror host. I thought, like, well, it'd be kind of cool to have a chapter where all of us Svengoolie fans can go and post pictures of us watching the show together. Now, the question that you're probably asking is like, well, how does a chapter start? Well, as I said, first of all, there needs to be a pretty decent number of people in a particular area to do it. And, I'm thinking around 10 or so to begin with. But more importantly, I need to have someone there that can lead it, that I can trust. That's my main thing, is whoever is going to lead a particular chapter, I'd like to know them. They be a friend of mine, or again, is someone that I can like trust in. And that really is it. I mean, like, as long as, like, if there's enough people in a particular city and someone is willing to step up to the plate to say, like, hey, I want to lead this chapter, then we can make it happen. And as I said, I would love to see chapters all over the world. And who knows where the next chapter is going to be. But another thing I want to leave y'all with is this. There is the different chapters. But what I want to let y'all know is that we're all members of the Tiki Goth Club, wherever you're from. I live in Seattle. Maybe you live in like New York, and maybe you live in San Diego. There's the Tiki Goth Club Facebook groups with the different chapters, but it's not like you're a member of the San Diego chapter of the Tiki Goth Club, and then like I'm only a member of the Tiki Goth Club, up here in Seattle. We're all members of the Tiki Goth Club. That there isn't any distinction. A chapter is a grouping of Tiki Goth Club members in a particular area, and I actually encourage all the members of the Tiki Goth Club to join all the different groups. So that way you can all see what's going on. And more importantly, so say hypothetically, you're gonna be going down to like Las Vegas. You could reach out to the Las Vegas Tiki Goth Club chapter and be like, hey, I'm coming to town. Is there any other members that would like to meet up? And I'm sure there would be, or vice versa. The Tiki Goth Club is a network for all of us. It's a network for all of us that love tiki, and we love horror, and we love goth, and we love all kinds of stuff that's creepy. And it's a way for people to get together. And that is what my main goal is to have a place where we can all meet. The Tiki Goth Club is way more than just this YouTube program. It's also a club that you can join. For $15, you can become a member of the Tiki Goth Club. You get your own membership card with your own number. I'll send you a couple stickers and a pin. I also have shirts for sale, patches, and glasses. If you're interested in any of this, head over to my website, tikigothclub.com, and everything's there for you.